We are very excited to be speaking with you both today. We cannot wait to learn more about Fungivores and the project that you're working on. So why don't we start out, tell us about yourselves. Who are you? What degree program are you currently working on? And where are you from?
My name is Sarah Mohanna. I'm half Middle Eastern, half American. I'm currently working on finishing my graduate degree here at PSU in the architecture department. I work as a digital media liaison as well. So just working on finishing the last term and during my thesis.
And I'm Nancy, based out of Portland, going on 5 years now. I moved here from Midwest, particularly Detroit metro area and the Windsor area. And I'm also completing my 3-year master's degree in architecture and working on this as well.
Oh, that's so exciting. Love to see people coming from different areas, different backgrounds to form something really special. So I'm curious, how did you get into the Cleantech Challenge?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, honestly, with the support and encouragement of our dear professor, Anahita Kadudi, Nancy and I decided that we want to pursue the Cleantech Challenge because our interest in exploring about materiality and how technology is implemented in design, and just exploring that phase of having the opportunity of clean tech to provide funding for us, and just being able to explore the depth of a new material in a sustainable way. I think that's how we decided to get into clean tech.
Tell me about your innovation. Tell me about Fungivores.
Our team is working on this project involving the use of mycelium. It's the vegetative part of the fungi. We're working on sustainable materials that we can use to create modular and biodegradable furniture used in recreational spaces and perhaps other spaces.
The main part about it is focusing on mycelium as a material that neutralizes toxins within the soil, and seeing what the opportunities about mycelium as a product that kind of recycles the soil and regenerates it.
That is very exciting. So, where did the inspiration to pursue, mycelium into materials come from?
So we saw the major shift in architecture and the built environment overall, the shift to green building, and that drew our attention to the designers who have been currently, or let's say, experiencing for a while with sustainable materials. And so we wanted to take that as an opportunity and use that as part of our thesis research, and maybe perhaps help replace the conventional materials that we use in buildings with the new green materials, and replace the negative impacts on the environments with positive ones. Wanted to do something beneficial for the city as well.
I agree. I would add also the intriguing research around mending the relationship between humans and nature. We were really inspired about the new creative ways of production and how it can be designed in harmony with the built environment. And I think that what inspired us to move forward towards the mycelium as a building material.
That is really, really interesting. So obviously there's a lot of opportunities within green and renewable materials, but when you're thinking about what you're working on, what is the specific problem that you're trying to address, and why is it important?
So with our project, we're going to start with minimal design. We're not going to start with complicated. So with the minimal, we're going to create benches, prototypes of benches, and so that kind of design and the use of that specific material is going to help address the pollution, like Sarah addressed, by eliminating the waste and remediating the soil.
Yeah.
And so when the bench starts to break down or decompose, the material itself will break down into organic materials, which will then fertilize the soil without causing any harm to the environment. And so this methodology depends on the impermanent buildings of the material or the design itself. And so it allows it to be eternally existing on the site as long as the lower layers are protected.
Wow, that's fantastic. As you're working through this initial prototyping phase, what are some of the big challenges or obstacles that you foresee running into as you're working through this?
The biggest one we've had so far is experiencing contamination while cultivating the material, the organisms itself or themselves. So you really got to know what is causing the contamination. So we have to experiment with several different ingredients that we're using to grow the material. So that's been I would say the biggest.
Well, now that we've learned more about what you're working on with Fungivores, I really want to learn, more about you as a team. So, tell us about your team. How did you guys get connected with one another and decide to take this journey through Cleantech together?
Nancy and I have been colleagues for the past year, just sharing the journey of finishing her architecture degree. We've been sharing similar workspace, so we have been in contact with sharing our ideas about design and architecture. We honestly start conversing about a lot of stuff, but we share similar interest in when it comes to design. We both share interest in scientific research and technology. So how design and biology are integrated with architecture, and that's something we share, and we wanted to take the opportunity that Cleantech is providing and explore more in our thesis. So it's just having an amazing opportunity or challenge to experiment with mycelium.
Like Sarah said, it really helps to be in the same cohort
Yeah.
and same studio, working together, always talking and communicating about the same thing, especially that we're two of the others that don't really focus on the same thing as us. So
Yeah.
we've always been like drawn to the same topics and same everything.
True.
That's fantastic to have found a colleague who shares similar goals and similar passions with you. I hope that you are able to continue your working professional relationship for the rest of your careers. Cleantech Challenge comes, every project is unique through the Cleantech Challenge, and everybody's goals are different. So, what do you hope to get out of your experience doing Cleantech?
I would say first one is to better understand the material and how we can better develop technologies with cutting edge character with the mycelium, and hopefully the chance to share this technology with others and learn the skills we need to market the product.
I think similar to Nancy, I'm really intrigued about mycelium as a building material, and knowing that there are different type of strains of mushrooms. Just having the opportunity to experiment with different strains and seeing how that can be developed into a product that can be really beneficial to the environment and users. So I'm excited about this part, honestly.
Well, we are just starting out. We've got 6 more weeks of prototyping and business development and pitch development. But, what do you think is most important for the judges to understand about, your innovation? What's going to set you apart in the competition?
I would say that our product is multifunctional and it can be applicable to many different uses and constructions and other industries as well. So it's very flexible and adaptable.
Our possibilities are endless with the range of mushrooms. Like I was sharing with you, having the opportunity to investigate through different strains, foreseeing the endless possibilities and opportunities with mycelium as a material, and knowing that each product that we do is not going to be it's going to be unique, and it's not going to be the same, as it's not industrialized yet. So each product has its own unique characteristics about it.
That is really fantastic. This Cleantech Challenge is a competition, and you seem to have thought so deeply into the product life cycle that you're working with. So as you're going to be exposed to some of the other teams and looking at their technologies, what do you hope to see from the other students when they're considering how their product development and the life cycle is of their innovations?
It's something that I tell myself and Nancy as well. Having the opportunity to be environmentally conscious, we keep on constantly reminding ourselves in regards to what we purchase, what our need is, and thinking twice about the amount that we were purchasing. I think just being more aware about the materials that we're choosing and being more environmentally conscious in that regard, looking into environmental or sustainable materials, and thinking about how each product can reduce the impact on the environment. I think just taking the moment to educate ourselves, even if it's a lengthy process, but taking responsibility is really important.
I agree with Sarah. They really need to consider the life cycle of the product that they're creating. Try to produce the least amount of waste
Yeah.
when they're creating, again, their inventions, and consider how it might be affecting the environment.
That's excellent. I hope everyone has the same goals and investment as you both do. As we're very excited at the Cleantech Challenge this year to have such a diverse group of founders. Every single team has a female founder on it. We think that's very special. And we are also seeing founders come from a lot of other groups, like first-generation college students. Are either of you a first-generation college student?
Yes.
Sarah, do you feel like that has had an impact on your choice to pursue things like clean tech or other competitions or grant opportunities?
I do. I think just being grateful for the opportunities that are provided and just being aware about the possibilities that I can take into enhancing my knowledge. And I think this is something that I'm really eager to learn about, and it's something that I'm interested in. So I think I take it into consideration, and a lot of value lies into it when I'm thinking about challenges or competitions. And I am very grateful for this opportunity.
That's excellent. Well, I wish you both so much luck and good fortune over the next few weeks, and I can't wait to see what you bring to the finals and really showcase not only your talents but your business prowess. Thank you so much for being with us today, Fungivores, and
Thank you.
we look forward to seeing you in a few weeks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.